This video is going to show you how to set up your paper in MLA style. So if you follow these directions, then you'll do great. Now there's more than one way to do this, but I will show you one way to do it. First thing we want to do with this is that we want to make sure that the page layout is correct. So if you click on page layout and you click on margins, and again there's different ways to do this, the margins need to be 1 inch all the way across, so normal. So make sure that the margins are 1 inch on the top and on the sides. So again, that's margins, click on normal. That is our basic format. Now we're going to go back to the home button. MLA formatting uses the font called Times New Roman, so we want to make sure we change that to Times New Roman and change that to size 12. So Times New Roman 12. That's the font that we use for everything in the paper. Next thing we want to do is make sure that everything is double spaced. To do that, you click over here. It says right here, line spacing. Boop. And we're going to go to spacing 2.0. 2.0. So that makes everything going to be double spaced. Everything on this paper is double spaced. And last but not least, there's this one really weird default setting on Word, which is a major pain in the butt because it shouldn't be this way in my opinion. Anyway. To fix this, you need to click on this little button right down here, paragraph settings. Again, there's different ways to do it, but click on this. That'll bring up this new window, paragraph settings. Now, down here it says, don't add space between paragraphs of the same style. Well, guess what? You need to click that because we don't want to add spaces between paragraphs of the same style. If you do not click this, you will have gaps in your paper that should not be there, and you can't figure out why it's doing it. That's why. Okay, you need to have that clicked. That is one of the most important things, one of the biggest things people mess up on. Boom. Okay, so once again, we've set our margins, we've set our font, we've set our spacing to double, and we've made sure that we don't add space between paragraphs of the same style. Boom. So that's good to go. Next thing we're going to do is put in the header. Now the header is actually, if you double click the top of the screen here, boom, boom, that'll open up the header part of the page. Normally you can't type up here, but we're going to. For MLA, we need to put in the page number. So as soon as I double clicked on that, it gave me a chance to go to page number. So when I click on page number, I'm going to put the page at the number at the top of the page, and we're going to keep it very simple, and it goes on the right side of the paper. Boom. Over there. Now, since we already set up our font to be Times New Roman, that font is already correct. If you don't set up the font first, this font will be whatever it was set up before. So that's bad. Don't do that. Once we have the page number in, we then hit the space button, and then we're going to type in our last name, Morgan. Actually, then you hit the space button. Anyway, the point being is that there should be just the last name, then a space, and then the page number. Again, we set the page number using page number, put it over here in the corner, then we type in our name and make sure there is a space. So that's the way that should look. To get out of the header section, you just double click anywhere down here. Boom, boom. Okay. So notice that kind of looked gray because that's up in the header section. That's fine. That's the way it should be. Now we are up here in the left-hand corner. Next thing we're going to do is put in our name. Jason Morgan. Now everything's already double spaced, so when I hit the enter button, boom, it already moves down 2 spaces. Okay. Next thing I'm going to put in is my teacher's name. Professor Brown. Okay, whoever that may be. Okay, make sure you use their title. Don't just put the name of the professor. Don't just put their first and last name. Use their title. That indicates that they're the teacher. On the next line is going to be your class number. So this would be ENG 113 or 110 or whatever you're in. Also, then I would like you to put the section number to make sure, because sometimes there's multiple of the same class taught by the same teacher. So this is, for example, this is ENG 113.05. Next is the date. So again, we're just hitting enter. The date is done a very particular way with MLA formatting. It uses the traditional standard throughout the world with the day first, 15, and then, well, there it is. Let's do it. Okay, but again, day, month, year. And again, it goes your name, then the teacher's name, then the class, and then section number and number, and then the date. It needs to be in this order, and it needs to be, and then the date needs to be in that format. Okay? All double spaced. Very good. Now we're going to do our title. So I'm going to hit enter again. Boom. Now the title needs to be centered. To do that, I'm going to go back up here, center it. Boom. It's now centered in the middle of the page. I'm going to put in my title. Now the titles for MLA papers, they have all the letters are capitalized except for the most common words like the, and, stuff like that. Okay, so let's call this, and also the first word is always capitalized. My MLA formatting paper. So all my words are capitalized. Now if I would have had like the word the in there, it doesn't make any sense. The would not be capitalized because it's an extremely common word, but that doesn't make any sense in this form. So there's my title. Get to the end of the title, hit enter again. Now I need to go back to the align left. Okay, boom, align left, and now my cursor's back over here. When using MLA formatting, when you're going to start your paper, you just hit the tab button and that'll jump you over. The first line in MLA is indented. This is the first line of my paper. Okay, and then you just keep typing. I'll put some just stuff here. Yeah, that's just whatever that is. Okay, so let's say that's the end of our sentence, end of our paragraph. So now when I hit enter, it's going to go down to the next line. I would then again hit tab to start a new paragraph. Okay, this is the second paragraph in this paper. Okay, notice, please notice that everything is double spaced. There's an equal amount of space between here and here, and here and here, and here and here, and here and here, and here and here. There's no big space after the date and the title. There's no big space after the title and the first line. There is no big space between the end of the first paragraph and the second paragraph. So that's the way that you set up MLA formatting. That's the way it works, and that's the way you need to do it. All right, just go do it now.